All right, Rob. Let's get to this NBA stuff. And Patrick Beverley running his mouth.
This is who he is, Chris. This is not shocking, right?
I'm not mad at him, but here he is on his own podcast talking about playing the Lakers twice in the next 23 games. Oh, we don't have sound. But basically, Rob, he said his goal is to knock the Lakers out of the playoffs. Rob, it's refreshing. I'm tired of all these players that, they want their they boys and they friends and they don't want to hurt each other's feelings. It's all love. You're going to be fine off the court. But on the court, Rob, do you think Michael Jordan had the Knicks of Patrick Ewing, had a team led by Charles Barkley, I guess the Sixers at that point in the Eastern Conference? Do you think Michael Jordan, if he had a chance to knock them out of the playoffs, late in the regular season, you think he would have wanted to do it, or he would have been like, nah, Patrick's my man. I want him to make the playoffs.
No, he's trying to knock them out the playoffs.
Thank you.
That's just it. It was like our pigskin pickoff. I wanted to win. We do a show together every day, but who wants to win? I want to win. If we're keeping score, I want to win. What part don't you get? Chris, if there's no score and we're throwing the ball around in the backyard and we're just playing catch, there's no score. Nobody's going to win. But as soon as we're picking a score and we're counting the runs, and we're hitting, I want to win. I want to have the most runs. I want to score the most points. I want to get the most football games right. I want to knock down the most pins. What part don't you get?
You want to win Sources Say.
Exactly.
I want to win Tysher's Tower of Trivia. No, I totally agree. Rob, we've golfed together. Let's just keep it real. We are both horrible.
Right.
We're both horrible golfers. However, when I go golfing, I like to win, but I know I'm typically not going to win. But you know what, Rob? I got to keep score. I might shoot 115.
No, you're going to keep score regardless.
I don't want to go out there and just hit. I can't do that, even though I'm horrible. I can't go out there and just hit the ball and not keep score. It just doesn't even make sense to me. So I'm with you. I'm cool with Patrick Beverley saying this. Here's what I want to throw at you, though, Rob. If LeBron and the Lakers don't make the playoffs, now, that would be the third time in his 5 years with the Lakers. Will you consider, and he'll have next year with the team as well, but to this point, will you consider the LeBron James era in L.A. a failure?
I know most people would automatically say no because they won the bubble championship, and they won a championship. He came here. Obviously, if he didn't win one, then that would be a layup. We wouldn't even be doing the top.
Right.
Okay, right? That's the obvious. So let's eliminate the obvious. We get it. Whoa, we know he won a championship, okay? I just want everybody to know we're not acting like he didn't win. But if you would have told me that LeBron James came to L.A. and he would miss the playoffs 3 times and make the play-in, right? Is that correct, Chris? Or the one time was that the play-in when they lost, correct?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, when they lost
to beat Golden State in the play-in game. I don't know if that was the only one they did. They made the playoffs 2 out of 4 years. Is all I know. I don't know.
Okay.
The play-in so confusing. I follow it. I like it, but
I
don't remember who won what little game in the play-in.
But the one they lost to, but they were in the playoffs.
They've been in 2 out of 4
against the Suns. You remember, right? That was
That was the year I believe
they beat
Golden State to make the playoffs.
Make it in. Okay. Yeah. All right. My point is, no way would you have ever imagined that LeBron James would miss the playoffs and expanded playoffs in the NBA, where 20 of the 30 teams make the playoffs, and I'm talking about the play-in. When you add those extra teams, that they're in a playoff game, and I know they don't officially make it, Chris, because you got to win 2 of them to get to one of those last seeds. But essentially, LeBron would not make the playoffs 3 times in a 5-year stretch, considering how well he's played personally. That's the part that I think you would be. If I told you beforehand, LeBron James would average 30 points. And you remember last year before he bowed out, Chris, he could have won the scoring title. You remember before he had a chance to win the scoring.
38 and 7
right.
are his numbers, basically.
And this year, again, he's putting up historic numbers for a guy in year 20 of his NBA career. But when you look at everything that has gone on here, it has to be a disappointment if you're a Laker fan.
Disappointment and failure are two different things.
A failure.
I believe
that LeBron James did not come to L.A. to win one championship, maneuver to get Anthony Davis away from the Pelicans, and set himself up to where he could make a run at getting the 6 championships like Michael Jordan. This will be a failure because LeBron didn't accomplish what he wanted and what he thought he would be able to do, along with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and passing him and being in L.A., all cool, all good. But what he was able to do with the Lakers and the moves that they made and the way he played, this would be a failure when you look at his the other parts of his career.
I disagree. He came here and won a championship. The Lakers have been out of the playoffs 6 straight years, or 5 before he got here. He gave them a ring. When the talk was that he was going to L.A. or wanted to go to L.A., I said, be careful. You ain't going back to Cleveland. You're not going to Utah. You're not going to Sacramento, Orlando. You are going where they win rings. Heck, you're not even going to Boston, which has one championship in the last 20 years or something like that? I know they have a ton historically, but they haven't won consistently in decades. The Lakers, every major superstar who's even close to LeBron's level, other than Elgin Baylor, has delivered a championship. Jerry West, check. Wilt Chamberlain, check. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, check. Magic, Kobe, Shaq, check. LeBron James could not come to L.A. and not win a ring. And I don't want to hear anything about the bubble, Disney, Mickey Mouse. Everybody was Disney, Mickey Mouse. Kawhi and Jokic and Jimmy Butler and the Celtics and Giannis, all of them were playing under the same circumstances. So it wasn't an advantage. It's not a cheap title. It was legit. And LeBron won his championship for the Lakers, so it was a success. I'd rather that. One championship, 3 times out of 5 years you miss the playoffs, than to make the playoffs all 5 years and never get a ring. And, Rob, on top of that, these are years 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 for LeBron. Who's leading the teams to championships in those years of their careers? Outside of LeBron James? Nobody. Michael Jordan didn't even play that many years. So Kobe certainly wasn't coming close to championships at that stage of his career.
That sounds
Kareem
good.
was, but he had Magic, and he had Worthy, and he had a bunch of studs around him. He was averaging 10, 15 points a game.
But you can't believe, Chris, that LeBron, if he wants to play 3 or 4 more years, and he's playing and not winning a championship helps him at all. The longer he plays and the less he wins, the worse it looks. And I'm not saying it's going to change his legacy
compared to Michael Jordan.
Is
he dropping below second?
I'm just saying. But the way when you look at his career, you go back and go. Even people who might want to have that narrative, it's a harder narrative if you play 24 years and win 4 championships.
Let's see if he gets to 24. He's in 20 right now.
I'm just saying it's a harder narrative. So
look, when you're debating him versus Michael Jordan, I agree. You play all these years, you only win 4. Yeah, it's a notch in Jordan's column. But again, Are we dropping him out of the top 3? Are we dropping him out of the top 5? No, I'm certainly not. And Rob, he's going to have so many individual records that it's still going to be hard to drop him a notch or 2. And so, I don't consider it a failure at all.